I had something funny happen yesterday, and this is my life basically. Sometimes people ask me, what do you do for a living? And sometimes I'll tell them I do one-handed push-ups on patients, all day long. So you're always adjusting patients just with one arm. Sometimes I try to coax people into doing things that are good for them, and then they tell me they don't want to do them. So yesterday, I have this patient. The guy comes in, he's got plantar fasciitis. He's had plantar fasciitis for 2 years, had cortisone shots, he was given medications, he was given opioid medications, he was given an orthotic. I mean, you already know where this story's going. Now he's addicted to opioids, right? So what happens is I analyze his foot, and it turns out his calcaneus is just locked up, just doesn't want to move at all. So I explained to him what works, in my experience, what works to actually take care of this problem. So here's what we do. I adjust his calcaneus. His calcaneus then moves a little bit better. He was really in shock, like, wow, no one's ever done that before. And it felt really good to him. So then I showed him how to do stretching. And I told him, I want you to do a series of stretches, and it's going to take 9 minutes a day. And he looks at me and he goes, 9 minutes? That's just too much. He says, that's too much. I don't want to do that. And I'm thinking to myself, I just gave you the solution. Number one. Number two, it's free. Number three, you could do it yourself at home. What? Is there a camera on me, like candid camera? Is this a joke? Guys, if I give you a solution to your problem, and that solution, based on my experience, works the majority of the time, all you got to do is do it. Do it, man. Come on. I thought it was hilarious, because sometimes, occasionally, people will be that forward with you, and they'll just tell you the truth, and they'll just tell you, I'm not doing that, even if you give them a solution. So the conversation went like this. I said, well, what's the other option? You've had it for 2 years. What do you got to lose? Not only that, but if you want, you could just not stretch, wait another 2 years, and see how that works out for you. I pulled the Dr. Phil stuff on it. I love that Dr. Phil guy. He's always like, well, how's that working out for you? That type of thing. So I told him, I said, well, what do you got to lose, number one? Number two, if you want, you could wait another 2 years. Number three, has anybody shown you stretches for this yet? The answer was no. So we'll see what happens. I have no idea. Sometimes I think to myself, this has got to be the funniest profession ever. And I'm sure other professions have the same thing. I'm sure dentists are constantly telling people to come in for dental cleanings, and they don't do it, and you should floss, and they don't do it. I know personally, I know a lot of medical doctors, and they'll tell you that patients hardly ever follow your advice. Take the antibiotics for 10 days. Patients don't do it. They take it for 3 or 4, they feel better, and they hoard those drugs for another time. So it's just kind of funny. Healthcare is kind of funny. So I thought that was an interesting story. Hey, if you like my videos, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the videos. If you don't like my videos, give me a thumbs down. Go ahead. Subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, you can ask in the comment section below. I'd love to hear what your experiences are.